What's up, everybody? I wanted to make a video today showing you some stuff. This is a separate file I started over, but I want to talk about game preservation and saving space while you do so. So what I've done is I've scanned a bunch of covers onto the computer. I'm going to bring over Skate 3 right now, and what I have to do is, depending on the way you scan it in the scan bed, oops, you know what, I'm going to rotate it first. Depending on the way that you scan it and you put the cover inside, it'll display this way or the other way. It's not the end of the world, though. I like to orient them this way just based on personal preference, but you can do whatever you feel like, obviously. So basically what I do is I'll crop it to take all the white spots out. And my computer does lag a little bit, so it just takes a little bit longer. If you think I'm being too slow with this, I'm definitely not doing it on purpose. It is a little bit frustrating. And part of the problem for me is that it just takes so much time based on my computer. So maybe for you guys, it wouldn't be so bad, but for me, it just kind of sucks. I could tell it looks like I didn't get this perfect. You can see a white edge here. It was a little off kilter, but I don't think that's going to be a problem, and I also don't care. So what I did is I copied the image twice, so I've got 3 copies of it. And what I'll do is I'll cut out or crop out the front cover. The next I will crop the spine. Some games are a little bit harder, and you can see that it was just a little off kilter, but that's okay. Some games are a little bit more difficult to get the spine because of where the image and color lays, but this one's not too bad. Okay, so back cover. Just cut into that a little bit. Perfect. So then what I'll do is I'll go over to the side and duplicate the slide. And I like to do the front cover first. So I'll go back to slide 1 in this instance in my file. I'll show you another example. I've got several games that I've done this to, but I'll show you that later. So I'm going to take all this out because we're doing the front cover. I don't need any of these. Just leave this here. And what you'll do is you'll just bring it up to the corner, and I don't know if you can see on the top right corner, you can see those dotted red lines, and the right hand side at the top of the back cover underneath this Skate 3 cover, you can see the dotted lines. So you want to make sure that you line that up, which I think anybody that's pretty much ever done anything in PowerPoint or whatever, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. It's really not that complex. You just want to make sure that when you actually do this, that you stay consistent with it, because kind of like that game Telephone, where that everybody seems like they've played as a kid. If you have any slight variation, by the time you get to the end, it's completely off. So if you're doing several different covers and you don't do it accurate, I mean, depending on how crazy different each time you do it is, you could be 3 games in and just completely messed up. So it just depends. But I just like to be pretty close to accurate if I can. Otherwise, obviously, I'd love to be dead on. But you just try to make sure you do your best. I haven't really messed up a cover since I started doing this, with the exception of forgetting to do the back cover. And obviously, I just redid that one. So it's pretty self-explanatory. There is Skate 3 for the Xbox 360. Some of the colors, you can't see the 0, and I don't really know what the deal is with that. So what I'll end up doing is I'll go in here and you'll double click, and you can go over to this thing that says picture. Literally, it's just picture. We'll do picture correction, and let's just try to change the sharpness up a bit, see if that makes a difference. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I didn't notice anything here, and that's all I was looking at. There could have been changes here, maybe you saw it. What I'll do is I'll change the brightness a little bit, maybe that'll help. I have a feeling it probably won't. I don't know if it's lagging or if it just didn't click, so I'll wait. Okay, I don't think it clicked. There we go. So let's see if that changes anything. No, I mean, you can sort of see it, but it's not good. So I'm going to reset this. This certain part when I do this lags like crazy. So I'm going to change the contrast just a little bit. It doesn't really seem to help, but you never know. And sometimes if you can see everything else and you'll already know it's an Xbox 360 game, maybe just say screw it and don't care. So I'm going to hit reset and go back to the original, and I might improve. I'll just improve the sharpness. I guess that worked. Whatever. I'm going to move on. The spine, you can read this. Not a big deal. The back cover is fine. So we'll go in here and we'll duplicate the slide, and then we will drag over another game. So we'll do NASCAR Thunder 2002. There's 6 solid title here. And again, you can do it whatever way you want. I just like to orient them this direction. This one's a little bit tough because it's hard to tell where the end of the game is. But what I'll do is I'll just bring it down to here and call it a day. I don't know. Especially when you're cutting these out on paper, you'll definitely want to make sure this is in the middle of the stack so you don't have to rely on finding the edge here on your cutter. So we'll go in here and we'll do copy, paste, paste. And then we'll just start the process all over again. So we'll crop, we'll do the front cover. And what's nice with, you see all this silver here, I'll just follow the PlayStation 2 box that's black on the spine there, and I'll use that as a guide. So go here. I'm going to definitely need to beef up or adjust the spine. I'll probably just change the sharpness, and that might be enough. Maybe I'll do the sharpness and a little bit of the contrast, but we'll see when we get there. I have a feeling that you could probably read it otherwise. It's probably not the end of the world, but personally, you know, it's just sometimes it's nice to make it a little bit nicer. Okay, great. So then we'll go over here and we will duplicate slide. Then we'll go back to the front slide or front cover here, section. Delete this, delete this. Sometimes when I let go of the cursor, it seems like the image moves. It's always good to double check that. You don't want to have any defect with it. There we go. Bam. So then what I also like to do, like I've mentioned probably before, maybe not, is I like to just take out the old image. Now we have the front cover. We can move to the back and spine. And I'll tell you, it took me a little bit of time to discover how exactly to do this. The first couple tests, I was putting the spine on the other side, and just like the way was just visually, it seemed like it made sense that way. And then I printed it out and realized, oh, yeah, that doesn't work, right? So it is what it is. You got to figure it out, test things out a bit, and yeah, not the end of the world. What you could do for these, what I'll just actually do just to show you, what you could do is go into here, and you could do a line, solid line. I want to keep it lightweight, but I'll make it black. And you'll just add a border to the image. So basically, if you did have a bunch of these, it kind of makes it a little easier. That way you can, when you print it, if you have a bunch of these, which I guess I could have done this from the beginning, but let me just show you real quick. I'm going to do this. Okay, so it's not selected. Nothing's selected on it, and you've got the black line giving you the border. You could go ahead and do that. I see I've cut off part of the top somehow, but I don't really care. This isn't going to be one of those games that everybody says, yeah, let's play NASCAR Thunder. Nobody's going to want to play this. So let's change the sharpness on this spine and see if that helps. Definitely does not help. It actually makes it worse. So I'm going to leave it there, reset it. Let's change some of the contrast up just a little bit. Okay, so that helps a little bit. So I'm going to change the contrast. And then I'm going to fiddle with the brightness. So we'll just change this up until it looks a lot better. Okay, that is going the opposite direction. So let's do this. All of it's personal preference. So you can do whatever you want. Personally, there you go. That'll make it a lot easier to read. I'm going to leave it like this. And, you know, I could keep going. I feel like you kind of get the point here. So I'm just going to keep working, but I'll end the video just because you don't really need to see me do 3 covers. So yeah, hopefully this has been some sort of educational session for you guys and you found some sort of value out of it. I really appreciate you checking out the video. If you have any comments, please leave a comment down below. If you have different ways that you like to do your stuff, feel free to let me know. I'd love to learn a different option that's out there. And if there's anything you'd like to see or have questions on, I'm probably not the right person to ask, but I'd be willing to help you out. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.